Hello. Tonight was the NBA All-Star game. Instead of having it be a typical weekend, they condensed it all into this Sunday evening, along with the three-point contest, the dunk contest, and the skills contest. And frankly, if I'm going to be honest, it was overall just kind of mediocre. I feel like after last year, the new style that they implemented for the All-Star game, where each quarter is its own individual game and the fourth quarter is first team to a set score, just ended up not really working this year. And the main reason for it was that second quarter where Team LeBron just absolutely dominated Team Durant. So, and by the time you got to the third quarter where it was close and Team LeBron still won, I mean, the fourth quarter is not going to be special when one team has to score 24 points and the other team has to score 50 points. Team Durant did kind of fight back and they were able to make it a bit closer, but I mean, still, Team LeBron won by 20 points. I feel really bad for Team Durant's charity, just kind of sitting there cheering and having the first and third quarters be close, but only getting I'm guessing a portion that was set as a pre-donation just at the end. I'm glad they got something. It would have really stunk if for them if since Team LeBron won every quarter, if they got their one, if that charity got their 1.25 million, and that if and if Team K and if KD's charity got nothing. But thankfully it wasn't set up that way. Overall, it was a really nice night from the Jazz guys who participated. Mike Conley absolutely showed up in the three-point contest. And, Donovan sadly ended up tying for fourth and wasn't able to make it to that second round. Had a few balls fallen that didn't. Maybe we would have been able to have two Jazz guys there. But, I mean, 22 points was absolutely respectable. Steph Curry just really showed how much the deep three-point range has become just necessary in the NBA. Mike, I believe, was 0 for 4 on all of his Mountain Dew or whatever it is. No, we're not sponsored, but whatever that sponsored 30-foot shot was, he was 0 for 4 and Steph was 3 for 4. And if Steph doesn't hit it in the first round, Mike and Steph tie with 28 points apiece. And if Steph doesn't hit either of them in the second round, Mike Conley waltzes out of there with 27 points to Steph Curry's 22. So super excited. I mean, Mike was 2 days ago, we found out he was going to be in the All-Star game. So to see him have such a great showing in the three-point contest in what's been his best season in his whole career from the three-point line was a lot of fun. He did have the worst showing in the All-Star game itself of the Jazz guys, but just fun that after these, I believe, 14 seasons, he finally got his due and was able to have his first career All-Star performance. Mylan Garrett in the chat said, "Yeah, bro, Team Durant had no chance after Dame and Curry were hitting back-to-back half-court threes." Yeah, I mean, from what I understood, just kind of after the draft, everyone just said Team LeBron's going to win, and Team LeBron won. And let's see. In the first quarter, you definitely had a really good showing from Kyrie Irving. He only ended up having 24 points overall in the night, but I think that's the problem. KD definitely picked Kyrie. I believe he picked him first, and KD definitely did that for the whole teammate camaraderie and all that, but just not really the best player when you look at it. I mean, when you have Giannis and Jokic and Doncic and Curry compared to Irving, Beal, Tatum, and let's see, Williamson. But you would have had Embiid, and Embiid, it would have been awesome to see him play tonight, but you didn't. So that's what happened. But overall, it was fun to have some basketball after the last few days without it, but just wasn't anything too incredible. Let me know in the chat if you're watching what your favorite part of the game was, and in the comments down below if you're watching this later. And not just of the game, but of the night. If you enjoyed the dunk contest personally, it was fun. They had to do it in a really condensed version, though, just to be able to make sure it was finished in halftime. And I mean, it was fun to see some rookies, but overall, there was nothing too exciting. And I think that's pretty much been the consensus on the dunk contest for the last decade. There's been some fun games, but there's been some fun competitions, but lots of the time they're just kind of lackluster. I think my favorite dunk by far, and it was where the one guy, and forgive me, I know he won, but I can't remember his name, put the little Nerf hoop about 2 feet above the rim and set the ball on there. It would have been awesome had he been able to get just a bit higher, but I mean, he's 6'3", and so let's say he has what, after his arms are up, maybe 8-foot reach, and he's able to get 4 feet off the ground to grab that ball. That athleticism was just absolutely monster. The MVP tonight did go to Giannis Antetokounmpo, which was well-deserved. I think they said on the broadcast only one other player in NBA history has went perfect from the field during an All-Star game, and Giannis went 16 for 16. The other player went 8 for 8. And Giannis, I believe he banked in 2 3-pointers. I know he at least banked in 1. So overall, just a crazy game from him. It is so much fun to watch the athleticism of these players, and to see plays like LeBron James bouncing the ball off the court to just to a really high to let me get my scrambled thoughts together for the Gobert alley-oop. Like, it's a lot of fun to see those things, and to see Donovan have a pretty good night coming off the bench. I believe 6 for 12, 3 for 9 from 3 for 15 points. Like, so much fun to see it, but there's just never going to be the value placed in these games as there is in the regular season. And because of that, I think there's always just going to be just a tiny bit less heart from the players. So really fun to watch. And thanks everyone who tuned in live. And please let us know in the comments what you thought about the All-Star game and what your favorite parts were. And it was awesome just for the Jazz to get 3 guys, and Mike, Donovan, and Rudy all deserved it this year. So thanks so much for tuning in, and go Jazz.